Hi everyone, it's me, Just Kyia. My real life according to me, Just Kyia. Jusskya. Okay. Okay, so we're on episode 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, I meant to okay, next time. Okay, so we're excuse me on episode 3. And at this point, I am going to conclude how me and Sandra had to end our friendship. So I'm going to conclude that, but where I go back to continue is it overlaps, but I'm going to focus on this and finish the episode instead of going back and forth and trying to make it a little bit less confusing. So if you've seen the last episode, you'll see that I had locked Kenny out and gotta go. I'm done. Rejoice, loving the Lord. Thank you for freeing me. I felt, freed. So you remember the last thing that happened with Sandra's husband when I said, I thought you wanted me. And so, girl and gentlemen, when I tell you that was kind of a mistake, maybe. Because, not from Sandra's perspective, but okay, so after that happened, um, Kenny's gone, and I get a phone call. We're still going to school, and I'm still seeing Sandra. She's not bringing it up anymore, and we're just cool. We see each other every day, even though we only have the one class together Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I get a call one evening from Like Bright, and I answer the phone, and he's like, I could tell they were feeling good. She wasn't on the phone, but I can hear her in the background. And I could tell they're feeling good or whatever. And then he's like, so what's going on? Come over and visit your girl or something. I said, no, I got things to do or something. I don't know what I said. But then I remember he said, well, um, I thought we was gonna all get together. Isn't that what you said? I've been waiting. And I mean, just that direct. And I was like, what you mean you've been waiting? He said, well, from my understanding, we was going to do this. And I said, wait, hold up. I said, to be honest with you, you were disrespecting my girl. I didn't like it. And I said, I was buzzed. I was a little messed up that night or something. And I said, no. And I said, I said, let me talk to my girl or something. And then I hear her voice. So evidently he had me on speakerphone. And then I can tell by her response, she sounded like she was feeling good. She was like giggling. And, Kyia, she said something like, Kyia, if you want, just come on by, or, it's all good. We'll hang out. Something like that, she said. But it wasn't like in her demeanor. I can tell, like, okay, she feeling good or whatever. And so I said, no, I'm good. I said, I got some homework or something, I said, and then I got off the phone. And then I want to say maybe about 1, maybe 2 in the morning, I get a secret call from Sandra. And I get, she calmed down. They did whatever they did, and she just kind of vented with me, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind me sharing this, and I'm sharing this, and we really had that type of relationship to where. So the thing that happened, so after I got off the phone with her, he proceeded to want to do that. Is it euphoric? Oh, cousin, I think you put up that word, but I think it's euphoric where he, as he's getting high, he wants to have an orgasm at the same time. And when she called me, she was just like, I'm so tired of this, it's so much work, and then it doesn't happen, and then when it does happen, it's an explosion for him, but I don't get anything out of it, and then it's just so much work, and there's no, and she's expressing to me there's no passion, and all these things, and she's in that kind of remorseful moment. I can relate to that. And at this time, I just kind of let her share, and I said, well, you really need to make a decision for yourself. And I said, whatever you do, I support you. I'm there. And technically, they both make good money because she worked for her dad's business, and she actually could make more money than him because she was one of the only females in there. So you just flirt a little bit. Men ain't the smartest. Sorry, men. But she said she knew how to make her money and make it work, and then he would get in his jealous moment, come kind of messing up her money, even though she not doing nothing. She's not a cheater, nothing, have no interest. Most women, especially career minded women, and I'm not even gonna say especially, but I know I didn't have no interest to cheat, and I know she didn't. But she has a man with his insecurity, and I had a man with his insecurities, that because of what they were doing, they were projecting it on us. So she's sharing this, and then she said, so it got to the point to where he didn't achieve whatever euphoric moment he was looking for, and she got to the point where, I'm done, I'm tired. Hey man, I'm tired. So, and she's telling me this, and then she said, so he gets up, and she said, he's gone now. And then, so at this point, she shared with me that when she can't do it, he goes out, get more, spend money, but get a woman as well. And she's really opening up to me and sharing these things, and I just felt so heartfelt for her. And I said, Sandra, I said, you really got to make this decision for you. And we're just really having this heartfelt moment. She loved him, absolutely. And I truly believed he loved her as well. I do believe that. But because I can relate, because I was kind of in the same situation at that time. I didn't share minds with her because it was more so about her. But I did let her know I can relate. And yes, I had tried crack, but I didn't go through all the ins and out of it because I just knew where I was. And by this time, I had locked Kenny. I'm like, I'm doing. So I didn't want to seem like she had to make my decision. So that's why I didn't share in details at the time. So anyway, we talked a little bit more. No, we talked for hours. I was tired. I had to go to school next day. And then by this time, she's also sharing with me she's thinking about quitting school because she said, I just don't have the support. And she goes, he wants to do these things. He said he wants me to go to school, but then he's not supportive with helping her and going through all these emotions and stuff. And I was really trying to encourage her to do nursing. She really wanted to do it, but her grades were suffering. And then she had to start working back for her father to kind of make up the money. Okay. So we had a nice talk, and I talked to her again. I think it was over the weekend, and that Monday she did decide to drop out of school because she said over the weekend, of course, he came home and she said she was involved in things she really didn't want to be a part of. But, sometimes us women, a lot of time, most of the time, us women, sacrifice ourselves to please our husbands. And okay. So that after that weekend, that Monday, she did decide to go ahead and leave school. So I'm still in school doing my thing, but she's still my girl. So that's where everything will pick up there. I just don't want to go back and forth with the overlap right now. That is not cute. But anyway, that's Madonna. Millennial Madonna. Okay, so anyway, so that Monday happened. So let's say it's Wednesday. Is the let's say it's Wednesday of the same week, where Sandra decided to leave school. So I get a call on Wednesday from her husband. I'm not on speakerphone, get a call from her husband. He starts speaking to me like, he called her Sandy. He said, Sandy stopped, quit school. And I said, yeah, I know. And then he's like, well, I really think she can do it. I said, I really think she can too. And then so as we're talking about Sandra, me and him, but why? And after, I was on the phone with him probably a good 15, 20 minutes before I realized he's engaging in this conversation with me about his wife that is not on the phone. You ain't my, and I hold up, Kyia. And I realized, like, oh, still can't think of Light Bright's name. I guess I really don't want to, but Light Bright. I said, hold up. I said, no. And then I said, why are we on the phone talking about Sandra like she's a child? And he's like, well, sometimes she asks. I said, oh no, I will not do this. You will not talk. I said, is Sandra there? And he said, no, Sandy's not here. I said, well, tell her to call me. I need to go. I'm getting off the phone. Click. So maybe about 30, 40 minutes later, he called me back again. And then he proceeded to tell me, he said that, see, that's why you don't have a man. Your husband left you now, and you can't be in this because you got too many hangups, and you think you're high and mighty, and you got all these things to say, and that's why he's just trying to tear me down. He don't know who he's talking to. That don't work with me. I see the mirror. I have a relationship with the Lord. I know and love me. So he trying to tear me down and use that tactic, maybe not maybe like he used on Sandy. Brother ain't gonna work here. I was like, okay. I said, so why you calling me? He said, see, you don't know how to treat a man and you don't know how to do this. If you do the right thing, maybe you'll be better off and won't be living over there by yourself. And I said, what you mean? I'll be better off and not living over here by myself. He said, see, if you act right, you see what we got. And if we all pull it together, what do you think then? You stay in nursing school, Sandy do what she's doing, and I bring in what I'm doing. We could be one big happy family. I said, you crazy as fuck. I said, do not call me again. I'm not interested in this. No, I said, I'm sorry. I said, then he's like, you don't know how much money, trying to do that sister wife thing, I guess. I was like, no. I said, I'm about to go. I can't. I said, don't call me anymore, please. Click, hung up. He called again. I didn't answer. And then maybe it was a day or two, I talked to Miss Sandy. She was absolutely okay with everything he said to me and everything that he wanted to do, and that yes, I can move in there with them, and yes, I don't have to worry about, just all I have to do is go to school, finish, my nursing, and I don't have to worry about living on my own, and we could be just one big happy family. Black people really do that? Not this one. Girl, I said, Sandra, you were really, I said, and I'm looking at her, and I said, and she was serious. She was, with her eyes, kind of pleading me, which deterred me more because no, you trying to bring me on and take off some of the slack off of you, and he gonna treat me that way. No, bitch, I ain't that naive. Girl, I see the anguish. I see the desperations in your eyes. I will not. You trying to get me, girl. I love you, but I can't. So at this moment, I did tell Miss Sandy we can't be friends anymore. And I told her specifically this reason. And I said, because I like to drink, and I said, I really like you, and to be honest with you, I feel like you guys are manipulating me now or trying to. And I told her just like this. I said, I don't know if y'all will put something in my drink or do something. And I would always laugh, but I was serious. And she was sad and she was, and I told her I can't. I said I will not. And I told her we couldn't be friends anymore. So just to wrap that up, so that wasn't the very last time. I hadn't seen her in years and years and years. And then this whole Facebook thing came about. That was the last time I spoke to her then. And then this whole Facebook thing came out. And was it Facebook? I don't know. MySpace or whatever the hell it was. And she found out I was pregnant and she found me. And so I seen her halfway through my pregnancy with Jeremiah, which was 16 years ago. Jeremiah be 15 this year or something. And came over a couple of times. She got to see my pregnant belly and we hung out. And I hadn't seen her husband. So about the third, fourth time I showed over there, guess who I saw? And he was right back on that same mission. And I just told her, well, girl, it was fun while it lasted. She said, I know they had moved to a even nicer home. And, they had, like I said, the camper or the RV, the boat, they were very outgoing, very active besides that part of things. And, she's still with them and she was good. So officially, I think I was 7 months pregnant with Jeremiah or so. And that was the very last time I have seen Sandra. Okay, so we're at 16 minutes. So that's the conclusion of that. Okay, so now at this point, let's catch up. Sandra, Sandy girl, is gone out of my life. Amen. I learned what I learned and grew from that. Lots of change on the door at my apartment. Okay. Do I need to mention the setup right now? No, not yet. Where everybody lives, but y'all know where I live. Okay, so from Fountain Street, now I live on 14th Street in Long Beach, and it's right up from Long Beach Community Hospital. Which at this point I'm not working there anymore because I was trying to make it work with Kenny and just concentrate on schooling, but since I had the locks on, change the locks on him, bitch gotta figure it out. But that's okay. Cause you know who's on my side. And okay, let's go. So this is how for the next year, my routine was, well, no, I'm exaggerating, not a year. Okay, let's say for the next almost 3 months, 2.5 months, this is how my routine went. Okay, so Kenny's gone. I'm not working, but I'm in school. And by the grace of God, my classes are paid for, my books. I think I might have found about Pell Grant by now. And then I had got a scholarship right around that time from the volunteer department at Long Beach Community Hospital because it's a teaching hospital. And before I left, or not even before I left, you don't have to work there, but I had applied for a scholarship. They went over all the applications, so I won $1,000 scholarship, and then I figured out Pell Grants a little bit, so that tied me over for like a little bit after I locked out Kenny, but. And then so I'm no longer working at Long Beach Community. So, and I'm still living in the duplex where the lesbian couple owns it, and Mario and his roommate, their gay couple, not couple, roommates live downstairs. Okay, so okay, I gotta get this together. I'm in school, but I need a job. Okay, so I'll go get a CNA job. So before, when I got the job at Long Beach Community, you didn't have to have a certification. They called it wasn't, it's CNA, now it's called Certified Nursing Assistant. But back there, it was called, it might have been certified, but you didn't have to like go and put in so many hours to get your certification renewed. You just say you've been working, and it's renewed, but I hadn't been working and then I didn't have enough hours to renew it. So going to school. I got my apartment. Of course, I got me a little dog, and and I don't have a car because me and Kenny only had the one car, and so let's figure it out. So at this time, I there were a couple in the area where I can walk to that were they called them they stopped calling nursing facility, skilled nursing facility because they stopped calling it convalescent home. So I had found this one when you had to look in the newspaper to find some jobs, walking distance, a nice little walk, but I found it and I walked up there, had my interview, talked my way into yes, I was working at Long Beach Community. I'm a full-time nursing student. I'm going for nursing. And I'm just trying to pay for my nursing. And, I give great interviews. I really do. So the lady's like, okay, yeah, so like you'll be a good fit, and of course, I always want a per diem just to make my stuff available. She said, okay, well, let's go meet the director of nursing, and if it's okay with her, yes, go in to meet the director of nursing. She was a nurse, a RN that worked at Long Beach Community, and I worked with her and she loved me. She said, Kaya's like, yeah, I need a job. You're hired. Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad. And it was just that quick. And then she said, what about your CNA license? I said, I haven't been working. And then she said, you might, you have to be certified now. So she said, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to go to Poly High School. Poly, that's in Long Beach, right? Yeah, I'm almost Poly High School to their adult program to get and do their CNA course because I hadn't worked in so long to where I had to just kind of like start over. So, and then that was 4 hours every day for 2 months and a half. I had to do that. So here we go. And she said, as long as you're staying and going to the class and you're in there to get your license, you can work at the same time. And don't forget, I'm already in college for nursing school. Let's not forget that, okay? So I'm like, okay. I said, well, I got to do it. And she gave me the higher end of the pay. And she knew my work experience. Bam. Okay. So there at the skilled nursing facility, I was working from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Okay, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Supposed to be 7:30, but I had to leave at 7 because after working all night, now I have to go over and catch a bus and get over to Poly High School from 8 to 12 to do the CNA class to get my certification. And I'm still taking my prereqs at Long Beach City College. So after I get done there, so at this point, I set up my classes for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Though I've crammed everything on those days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So then after I left there on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I had to go straight to Long Beach City College to do my classes. Then after that, I'll go home and really didn't have money, just trying to do it and make it. And so for this whole time, so I lived off for about almost 3 months. I literally lived off about 3 hours max sleep. Max. If I got 3 hours, I was lucky. like even basically on the weekends too, because then I had study group and I got a little bit more sleep on the weekends and the days I didn't work. But anyway, basically, yes. So that went on, and then I really didn't have money. So what my total dietary intake was beers, Mickey beer, Mickey. the green barrel looking bottle beer, and rice and pecan sauce. That's like that salsa. You can put on rice. Every once in a while I'll get meat, but I'm not a very big meat eater. And sometimes I'll have a little bit of vegetables, but not often. So actually, that was solidly my diet probably for about 7 or 8 months minimum to a year minimum. Okay, so because I got to pay my bills, I got to, make it back and forth. In the process of that, I found me a little core that we're at 25 minutes. I could mention how I got the core. No, I can't because then I will be jumping ahead in the story, so I can't mention that. And then, okay, so all that's going on, and yes, I'm making it work. I'm passing everything, and I know the CNA stuff like the back of my hand. It's really common sense. Okay, so in the process of me doing all of this, as I'm walking, going to the nursing facility at Poly High. So we got this the I guess she's like over the whole CNA like program or whatever. And so this one day, and yes, I slept in there a lot, but not snoring. But I'm like, and I hear it, and I'm passing everything, but I'm trying to get a little snooze wherever here and there I can. So, the white lady over the CNA program at Poly High. I'm trying to think of who she looks like. She actually looks like the woman from the Halves and a Half. Not the. She looks like a white woman, but she's black. She got that thick hair. I can't think of her name, but she's married to. Okay, anyway, I don't watch the Halves and Halves any have not any. Literally going to some of the other students right around me, telling them about a great job, like top pay, but like the minimum with no experience. I think she's saying it was $9 or something. I'm like, shoot, I got it. And I hear her saying this stuff, but she literally going to everyone but me and telling them, the ones that are doing good in class, I'm the top one in the class. So she do all of that, and I let it go on by. We're at 27. Then after class was over, I went up to her. I said, I heard you telling the other students about a position up at Long Beach Memorial Hospital. She's like, yeah. I said, well, why didn't you tell me about it? She said, because I think you're doing too much already. How you gonna think for me? You didn't create me. Okay, you think I'm doing too much already. And I said, well, why do you say that? She said, well, I know you work, you already go to school for nursing program, you come here. I said, yeah, but I don't have a choice. I have to do it. But just imagine if I can get the job there, I can make more money and maybe not have to work. I mean, that would be a great opportunity for me. And I'm like handling this. And I'm looking at her like, I don't get it. And then she told me, she's like, well, I really feel like you have too much on your plate. And this person that I have the connection with, when I send people over to her, she's going off of that they're totally hiring potential. And I was like, oh, okay. And she said, but if you think you can do it, I said, well, I know I can do it, but I said, if that's the way you feel, you don't think I can handle it. I said, I understand that. I wouldn't want you to mess up your connection or something like that. I said, I was about to walk away. She said, okay, well, she said, just go and here's her name. And here, kind of gave it to me reluctantly. Go ahead, thank you. Thank you. I'm damn sure going. And so it was two other girls that we all had our interview at the same time. It was one black girl and a Hispanic girl, and then me. And we were all in the room at the same time. And okay, I'm me, and there might be a little bit younger than me, but not much. And so she's going around kind of asking us the same questions. And then they didn't know. I said, well, yeah, I have experience. I worked at Long Beach Community, and then I worked on the med surg floor, and we took care we had like 18 patients at a time, and this is the things we did, A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. And I'm in nursing school, and blah, 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 blah. Let me just get myself out there. Okay, bam, that's me. Then she goes to my counterparts there. Can I call them my counterparts? Yeah, we are all in the same situation, right? Okay, anywho, yeah. And so they were more timid, but this was their first experience. They're very new to CNA. And once I got out what I said, never interrupted them and kind of agreed and acknowledging what they're saying. And they're a little nervous, but I'm not. You shouldn't have put us all in the same interview to start with, okay? We all got through the interview, and then I had to hurry up and leave because I had to get to work. So so after all three of us walked out, and he was like, "Oh, you did so good." I said, "Don't." I said something because I've done this. You guys will do fine too, and I said, "But I gotta go." So I left. I get a phone call 2 days later from, okay, this is the one who interviewed us. Oh, her name was Dorothy, Deborah. I think Deborah. We're gonna say Deborah. The interviewer. We're the interviewee. Yeah. 2 days later, I get a phone call. Hi, is this Kyia Smith? And whoop de whoop de whoop. Yeah. And she's like, well, I just want to let you know I really enjoy interviewing with you. I'm thinking, yeah. Woo, woo, woo. I got a job. I got a job. And yeah, so I wanted to call and let you know. Okay, let me know when I start. When I start. We have decided not to hire you at this time. I said, what? I sure did. I said, what? I said, you know which one I was out of the three, right? I sure did. I said that. I said, you know which one I was, right? She's like, oh yes. And then she got smart. Yes, you're the one who is working, going to CNA school, which I know your class is about to finish, and you're going to nursing school. I know exactly who I'm speaking with. And we have decided not to hire you at this time. I said, okay. I said it just like that. Okay, thank you. But however, we will keep your application on file if anything else becomes available. I'll give you a call. Okay, thank you. Anything else? No, that'll be okay. Bye. Okay. So we're at 33. So I continued to work where I was working, doing what I was doing. Finished the CNA program like the very next week that program was done. Got my CNA license. And I'm still working. I'm going to end it there. We're at no, I'm not. I'm gonna leave y'all with a hunger. Okay. So I finished the CNA program type thing, and let's say 2 weeks later or so, um, I get a phone call from Miss Deborah. Hi, is this Kyia Smith? Yes, it is. This is Deborah from Long Beach Memorial Hospital. How are you? I'm good, and blah, blah, blah. She's like, do you remember? I said, I sure do. So she's like, well, we wanted to offer you a position here, um, um, for, night shift or whatever shift you want. And she's a lot more humble this time. I was like, oh, okay. So she said, are you still looking for a job? And I said, well, I would like to, transfer over to an acute facility. So she said, okay, so we would like, and how soon can you start? And I said, well, to be fair, I do have to give notice, other places that, she was very nice to me. And she said, okay, let's set it for 2 weeks and blah, 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 blah. So we go through all of that. Okay. So I go through the whole transition. Got my job at Long Beach Memorial. Long Beach Memorial. Woo, 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 woo. Y'all ain't ready for this. So I'm working at Long Beach Memorial on the med surg floor, which is the fourth floor there. Much bigger hospital and facility. So I've been there at this point, let's say 2 months. It couldn't have been quite 3. So let's say 2 months. I'm working there, making a little more money, money. Okay, so I'm working there, and this shift I'm on 3 to 11. So I'm waiting for the elevator. The elevator doors open up. Guess who I see in the elevator? Guess. I'm gonna give you a second. I tell you. Do 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 do. Cassius. In the elevator with his OR scrubs on. I just look and start. I'm like, Cassius. He's like, what you doing here? I said, I work here. I said, what you doing here? He said, I work here. I've been here for like a year. So I'm like, wow. So I work here now. He said, I can't believe this. I said, I can't either. Come back. For episode Quackle. Oh, no. Oh, cousin, what did you write? No something mañana. Nos. Oh, I wanted to remember it. Anyway, to mañana. Later tonight. What time is it? Okay. So, yeah, Cassius was on the elevator. My real life according to me. Just Kyia, Jusskya. I gotta pee. That's really what I'm doing. Let's inspire, encourage, and challenge each other. Woo, woo. Do the walk. Whoop, whoop, and whop it out.